Welcome to this session. If you're the one managing logistics at scale, you already know that moving thousands of people across a massive event footprint brings an entirely unique set of headaches. Today, we're stepping into the shoes of operations consultants to completely unpack how structured incident management fundamentally transforms event transportation. We're going to look at a highly strategic framework designed to help you handle transport disruptions seamlessly, professionally, and without breaking a sweat.
Okay, let's just quickly glance at our agenda. First, we'll hit the Event Transportation Challenge. Then, why incident responses fail. After that, the Incident Classification Framework. Moving into managing major transportation incidents. Then, preparation and continuous improvement. And we'll wrap up with takeaways for operational success. Let's dive in.
Section 1. The Event Transportation Challenge. Acknowledging operational reality. Now, I want to start with this quote because it's really the authoritative backbone for everything we're discussing today. Operational success is determined not by avoiding incidents, but by preparing structured processes that enable rapid, coordinated responses. Let that sink in for a second. True operational success relies on proactive preparation, not luck. The goal here isn't to cross your fingers and hope nothing goes wrong. It's to have an airtight system ready for when it inevitably does. Because let's face the operational reality, incidents like vehicle breakdowns, road closures, and crowd surges are absolutely inevitable. We're not talking about if, we're talking about when. Whether a keynote speaker wraps up 18 minutes early and suddenly thousands of people converge on a single pickup zone, or an unannounced road closure traps 5 of your active vehicles, you just have to accept that these high-stakes scenarios are unavoidable. And even minor disruptions can cascade quickly, right? They throw off passenger movement, mess with vehicle scheduling, and completely derail your dispatch operations.
Moving to Section 2, why incident responses fail, diagnosing the true culprit.
You know, when an incident response fails at a massive event, it's almost never because your team lacks talent or capability. Actually, it fails because of 4 massive structural gaps. First up, the absence of an incident classification system. This means every single problem gets treated as a totally unique situation, which forces your dispatchers to guess under intense pressure. Second, undocumented response protocols. This basically guarantees your dispatchers are just improvising, leading to wildly inconsistent outcomes. Third, limited real-time operational visibility. Your command centers end up constantly reacting to conditions that actually developed minutes ago. And fourth, an undefined escalation matrix. This means nobody is quite sure who actually owns the decision, and suddenly, your whole response just stalls out.
Think about the stark contrast between these two worlds, improvisation under pressure versus predefined protocols. When a dispatcher is forced to improvise, what happens? They're making slow sequential phone calls from memory. They dial a driver, hope they answer, then call a zone supervisor, then try to figure out passenger communications. It's agonizingly slow. A structured parallel workflow, on the other hand, executes all of these steps simultaneously. It's a real game changer that dramatically reduces your resolution times.
Section 3. The Incident Classification Framework, the operational backbone.
So let's look at your new operational backbone. This table dictates exactly who owns a response based on 4 severity levels. Level 1, that's a minor variance. Say a shuttle is running just a couple of minutes behind. The dispatcher simply monitors it. Easy. Level 2 involves visible passenger impact, so it requires active dispatcher intervention. Level 3 is a major impact. Think of vehicle breakdown right during a peak window. Here, the ops lead steps in and takes direct ownership. And finally, Level 4 is an event-level disruption. Imagine a VIP transport failure with high client visibility. That triggers immediate venue director involvement.
Now, the second axis of this framework involves 4 core incident types. We have vehicle and fleet incidents like breakdowns, route and traffic incidents like unexpected road closures, crowd and zone incidents such as pickup surges, and communication and system incidents like GPS outages. By crossing your severity level with these 4 specific incident types, your command center starts every single crisis with an immediate answer, rather than wasting time trying to assess what's going on. Literally within 10 seconds, your dispatcher knows exactly what they're dealing with.
All right, Section 4, managing major transportation incidents, executing the playbook.
Let's apply this to route disruptions. Say a road closes out of nowhere. Making 5 individual phone calls to reroute your drivers takes, what, up to 8 minutes? And honestly, that's assuming you don't get the voicemail of a driver who is too stressed to even pick up the phone. All the while, passengers are staring at displays showing totally inaccurate ETAs. Conversely, a structured platform approach pushes updated navigation to all affected drivers simultaneously through an app in about 15 seconds. ETAs recalculate automatically. It's a massive, massive shift in efficiency.
Now let's examine a vehicle breakdown, mid-route, to see how this parallel action compresses a chaotic 12-minute delay into a highly controlled 8-minute response. At T0, the driver hits a single SOS button on their app. No phone calls. By minute 2, a holding communication is pushed to the affected zone so passengers don't start wandering off or getting angry. By minute 3, the nearest reserve vehicle is dynamically dispatched using live GPS data. And by minute 8, that replacement vehicle is already en route with fully updated ETAs. It's smooth, it's fast, and it works.
Next up, the dreaded crowd surge. If that keynote dumps thousands of attendees early, following these exact steps prevents a basic transport scheduling gap from blowing up into a dangerous crowd control crisis. First, predefined surge density thresholds automatically trigger an alert. For instance, when 40 passengers are waiting and no vehicle is in sight for 5 minutes. Second, live zone visibility, maybe using RFID gate scans, monitors the crowd proactively. Third, dispatchers dynamically redeploy vehicles from low utilization routes. And finally, updated wait times are pushed out immediately. This keeps the crowd organized, informed, and calm.
Furthermore, if you're managing concurrent incidents, you absolutely need a strict escalation workflow. Assigning specific responsibilities through this 4-tier matrix ensures dispatchers never stall the command center by holding on to an incident that's way beyond their authority. If a situation hits level 3, the ops lead takes the baton. That frees up the dispatcher to keep managing all the level 1 and 2 situations without dropping the ball elsewhere. Clear escalation paths absolutely accelerate your decision-making.
Section 5. Preparation and continuous improvement, future-proofing operations.
Look, you have to build these playbooks long before the first vehicle ever rolls out of staging. You need to map and physically test alternative routing under actual event day access conditions. You've got to strategically confirm reserve vehicle staging positions so they can genuinely reach affected zones within your target times. Preload your passenger communication templates into the system. Dispatchers should just be hitting send, not trying to draft an eloquent message during a crisis. And critically, test your SOS functions and run time drills with your entire team. Then, within 24 hours after the event wraps, use these 3 vital questions to convert your incident logs into tangible improvements. Ask yourself, were our classification decisions actually accurate, or did we panic and escalate too quickly? Were our response times within our target benchmarks? And finally, which protocol gaps created operational friction? If a dispatcher had to improvise on the fly, well, you've just found a specific gap that needs to be added to your protocol for next time. Continuous improvement is how you build true operational resilience.
Finally, Section 6. Takeaways for operational success. Final executive insights.
To sum up everything from our session today, embracing operational discipline and standardized workflows will fundamentally insulate your passengers, your drivers, and your dispatchers from the chaos of the inevitable. Transportation incidents are going to happen, but structured preparation absolutely minimizes the disruption. Standardized response procedures, like pushing parallel actions instead of making manual phone calls, drastically improve your coordination. Clear escalation paths ensure lightning-fast decision-making. And analyzing your post-event data guarantees your resilience only grows stronger every single time you deploy.
So I'll leave you with this final, somewhat provocative question to help you honestly assess the readiness of your own logistics operations. Is your team relying on structured preparation, or are you secretly depending on pure improvisation for your next major event? Successful event transportation completely depends on preparation, operational discipline, and having a well-defined incident management process. Thanks so much for joining me for this explainer, and here is to flawless, stress-free execution at your next big event.